friends, welcome back to another music lesson. My name is Miss Katelyn, and today we're going to start talking about the voice, which is super cool. So the last several weeks we talked about all kinds of instruments that play in the orchestra together, and then last week we finally got to see videos of an orchestra. So if you don't play an instrument, a lot of musicians are singers. Singers have several different vocal ranges that says how high and low that they can sing, and then they can sing in different types of groups and styles, which can sound different. So today we're going to talk about 5 different voice types, and then we're going to listen to a bunch of songs that are all musical theater, which is going to mean that they have costumes and that they sing and are telling a story like a musical movie that you might see, such as a Disney movie. But these musicals are live and on stage, and the singers and dancers have costumes and sets and everything set up. So the first thing we're gonna do today is we're gonna watch a little video, and you're gonna hear our 5 vocal ranges and how high and low they can sing. So our 5 vocal ranges the video is gonna talk about are the bass, who's the very, very lowest instrument, the baritone, which is a little higher than the bass, and the tenor are the first 3. Now these 3 instruments are all male voice types, since men can sing lower than women can, typically because that they end up being bigger, which if you think all the way back to when we talked about how size influenced how high and low a sound could be, that's true with voice too. Then that was 3 types. Type number 4 is the alto, which is a female voice type that's a little higher than where the tenor could sing. And then the soprano is the very highest type. So here is our video.
To the highest.
Okay, here we go. So here's our bass, who can sing the very lowest. So our baritone can sing a little higher. And the tenor sings even higher. Oh, there's our alto. And then there's our soprano, who sings the highest. So everyone, usually depending on who you are, gets one of those voice types that you figure out after you get a little older and your voice is done changing. So not while you're still growing up. So we're gonna listen to all those voice types and what they sound like in longer songs. So our very lowest one that you heard was our bass. Now our bass sings the very, very lowest, and our song that we're gonna listen to is called Edelweiss, which is about a white flower that's from a musical or a movie called The Sound of Music. So this man right here is singing to his kids about this flower. This is also a very popular song in Austria. So without further ado, his voice is a bass voice. So you can hear how low it is. He sings and plays the guitar.
Small and white, clean and bright.
So these are some low notes that basses can sing.
Blossom of snow may you bloom.
So you can hear some of the very, very lowest notes that he can sing. Okay, if we get a little higher, if you remember the second voice type after the bass was the baritone. So a baritone's voice is gonna sound just a little bit higher than the bass is as soon as this ad goes through. So can you name those 5 voice types with me while we wait for this video? Bass, baritone, tenor, and then alto and soprano are the ones that we're gonna do. There can be a couple others that they can talk about, but today those are the ones we're focusing on. Okay, so this video This man right here is going to be our baritone.
Come on.
You're gonna hear his voice be a little higher than the bass was.
Why look so awfully tragic?
So see how his
Put on
voice
a
is just
happy face.
a little higher.
Smiling can work like magic. Put on a happy face.
It's more of some of
Take off
the notes that we would say if we were talking out loud.
It's not your style. You look so good that you'll be glad you decided to smile.
So something else you can see about a lot of musical theater as we're watching these is there's a lot of dancing that they have to do while they're singing as well, which is very exciting. Okay, our third voice type is going to be our tenor, and this is King George, who's from the musical Hamilton, and his voice is a little higher. So you can hear a lot of higher notes that you didn't hear as much. So those are some higher notes that we haven't heard the other male voices sing yet. So. Okay. And then if we move up to our two female voice types that we talk about, the first one, I'm sure you have seen or heard maybe of this movie before. In the movie Beauty and the Beast, Mrs. Potts the teapot actually has a lower female voice, so she's gonna sing in an alto voice. You're gonna get to see this a little bit. I'm gonna find a good starting spot. You can see the stage and all the costumes that they have for this right now too. There's Belle and the Beast. Put this away. Okay, see her in a second. There she is. So you can definitely hear that it's higher than where all the male voices could be. But in terms of where a lot of women can sing, these are a lot of pretty low notes. Hope you can see all the characters. Lumiere, there's Belle right there. I'll drop this. Okay, and then our very last one today, which is going to be a little higher, is our soprano. And our soprano example is again from The Sound of Music, but the character Maria has a very, very high voice. So we're going to find a good spot to start for this one. So she's getting ready to become a nanny for a family, so she's going to sing about confidence. And you can hear that her voice is higher than Mrs. Potts from Beauty and the Beast for sure. So there's a higher note. So these are notes that those male types could definitely not sing. And sometimes a lot of the voices can overlap with each other, and several of them can sing the same notes at the bottom or at the top of the ranges. It also has to do with how comfortable they are. So the same way that if you tried to sing a really low note, low, how a lot of people could go lower than that if you were stretching. Or if you sang a really, really high note, like when we talked really high and really low, how you can stretch your voice up and stretch it down to try to get it a little different, but how you have a comfortable range where you don't have to stretch. That's where most of these singing types were. So thanks for learning about the voice types with me and watching some musical theater examples, friends. Next week, I think we're gonna keep talking about voice, but we're gonna look at things like opera and choir and some other things that the voice can do. So until then,